Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron. This is mission 6 of Doom Eternal, our complete collectible guide, getting everything and showing everything you need to get all of the achievements that are campaign related in this game. So we're getting all the toys, secret encounters, codexes, everything. At this point, as I mentioned in a previous video, you probably have a lot of weapon tokens. Be sure you're putting those into your weapons so you can work on those mastery challenges as we're progressing through the levels. You guys want to be sure you're doing that. So let's look at the challenges that are specific to this level. Acquire 2 runes, obviously we'll do that. Overload a shield with the plasma rifle to kill 6 demons. I'll show you where a good place to do that is. And then the rocket removal to destroy 4 shoulder launchers from revenants. That's easy using the sniper attachment of the rifle. One shot should take off those cannons, and there's going to be plenty of revenants in this mission. So getting started, just shortly after the beginning, when you come to this area, a Mancubus will actually bust through that wall there. If you go around that pillar, you're going to find the toy. So not too far after that, you're going to go down a few levels. You're going to be told to go that way. You're going to come down some stairs here. But if you turn right before you go over there, is a glass you can break to get this Praetor suit token. So moving on to this building, you're going to fight a lot of enemies. I've already cleared them out, but as you're progressing up these stairs, you're going to get to this location here. You can actually see the Modbot up on the 2nd story. So we're going to go ahead and jump up there. We're not going to go straight through. Oh, well, might as well kill these guys. But that's where you need to go. Before we go through that window, turn to the right to grab this Modbot. From the Modbot, again, before we go through that window, go straight across and up these stairs. Follow these stairs around. You can go ahead and grab this Automap that's right here, but more importantly, what we're going for is we want to jump across this gap, and when you get to the other side, you're going to find the Sentinel Battery on the left. Immediately just turn around from the Sentinel Battery to find the next toy. So in the same room, if you're looking at the gap, you can actually see the Slayer key up there. On the wall is a wall that you can grab onto. By grabbing onto that, you can now jump across to grab the Slayer key. Of course, the Slayer gate is always nearby, so from the key, if you turn around and look down to the right, you'll actually see the Slayer gate right there. Progressing through, obviously, and defeating all the enemies in the Slayer gate eventually is going to teleport us back to where that is, and the gate's going to explode, allowing us to collect our next Empyrean Key. Moving on, you're going to jump across buildings and eventually get into this building here. Some enemies are actually going to pop out of the ground in this hole right in front of you. Drop down that hole for our next collectible. Now the next area immediately after this is where you want to overcharge a shield enemy to kill 6 guys. But from the cheat code, go ahead and jump out of the hole. We're going to make our way up the stairs here and turn to the right, and you can find a wall that you can break. Break through that wall and go to the bottom of this room to find our next Modbot. Progressing on a ways where you're actually going to jump out of that building a long ways into this building here. You will fight some enemies in there, but when you land, turn left and jump over that little block to break through that wall. Climb up the stairs for our next Codex. From the Codex, go back down the stairs, but not all the way. We're going to go through this little hole in the wall, and before we go back to where we need to go, turn right and you'll actually find this Sentinel Crystal. Progressing on a little bit, you're going to be in this outdoor section where you got to grapple on a lot of walls and climb up, and eventually you're going to get to this block that you have to push. This is on your way, and when you jump here, immediately turn left, and next to this audio kind of intel here is a door you can break with an extra life in it. Once you get to the top of that section, again, that top of that climbing section, you will be in this building here. Go ahead and climb up. You'll see a hologram right here and a crashed airplane. If you turn left, you'll see the Praetor suit token. Progressing on to this part here, you're going to have a big fight in this room. This will be a recognizable place. You will fight enemies as you're going up these stairs here, so there will be plenty of fighting. But once you've cleared them out, on the 2nd level of this room on the right hand side is the next Codex. from the Codex, you can actually see it right there in plain sight. We're just going to jump over this gap for our next Praetor suit token. And then obviously you probably saw it as well, but from the suit token immediately to the right is the next secret encounter. So from that same area, from that second level, now we're going to progress up. We're in the same building to the third level, and once you get up to the third level, you can actually turn to the left. You have to go right for the story, but go left through this kind of rubble here, and you're going to find the toy right to the left. Progressing on, when you kind of jump in this building right here, these guys are going to explode through this wall, and there's going to be the one-up right where they came from. A mention on the one-ups by now, if you're following my guide, you should have gotten the achievement to collect 20 of them. There's no other additional means to collect them all other than that we want 10 at the end of our extra life playthrough, so keep that in mind. Progressing forward in those fiery corridor, eventually you will fall down and the rune will be right in front of you. You can't miss it. And then you're going to have a huge fight in this room, guys. Tons of demons. And once you finish that fight, if you go to the back, kind of where the kitchen is, you'll find this Codex behind the desk. Alright, progressing on, this is after you shot the first turret, and you're going to clear out some enemies in these hallways here. I've already cleared them out, but as you go forward, you'll be able to see the Sentinel Battery right in this kind of office. Once you've gone down the shaft, you're going to get to this area here. You're going to fight a Pinky and some other enemies. If you go on the back side of this generator, you'll find the next Codex. Alright, from that Codex, just turn around, progress through the level. We're going to go through this next opening. As soon as you go through it, immediately turn right and you'll see the next Praetor suit token. Moving on, you're going to get to this portion of the level where you're moving forward and you're going to crash, not too far from where we just were. As soon as you fall down, immediately look left for the next rune. Alright, progressing on a ways, this is after a pretty large fight, so it's going to take you a little bit to get here, but once you do, you'll notice all this purple goo, and on the right of where you come in is this cage here. You're going to have to break a cage beneath it, and that'll fall, and then you push this over. That'll allow you to jump onto this pipe here and jump over the fence and dash to this Sentinel Battery. Progressing on a little bit further, once you get to this area with all this lightning kind of on the ground, you're going to be moving forward until you get to the exit. But before you exit that area, turn left to get to this kind of office space here and push this button. What that's going to do, if you go back to the corridor where all the electrical traps are, if you go back now, a new door is going to open, allowing us to go down and to get a couple collectibles here actually. The first one being this Codex. And then from the Codex, if you look to the right up here, you can see these platforms that you can grab onto. So let's jump up here, and on the back of that is the extra life. Looking back at that platform again, this time we're going to drop down, and when we drop down, if we're in this room here, we go onto the back of the last generator on the left, you'll find our next album. And then from the album, turn around, and just across from it is our next secret encounter. Alright, moving on a little bit, you're going to get into a pretty large fight in this parking garage here. This will be a pretty noticeable area, but this is where you're going to start on this top level. If you just turn left into this room and then turn right, you're going to find the second album of the level. From the album, turn around and go back into the parking garage, and we're going to jump down to the lower level, and immediately in front of you, you can see the next and last collectible of this mission. So I hope you guys are finding this helpful. I hope you're enjoying it. We're getting everything. We're going to get all these achievements in one playthrough. So if you guys like my stuff, feel free to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in Mission 7 of Doom Eternal.